What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, let's talk about Splinterlands. I was having a great conversation with my good friend Darkest Nights, who you guys may know here on the channel. Just know, to give a little bit of an update for people who might not come on the live streams or people have been asking, you know, he's still playing the game. He's still excited. And he's actually very excited for the upcoming ranked reward changes. So this is going to be, you know, what he says or what he thinks is going to be the thing that like gets him super excited about the game again, which is important because think what you want of how whatever his relationship with the game is, but I always looked at him as somebody who enjoyed the game for the game itself. And so the ability to bring people back in, not just bring people in, but bring people back in is something that I think is going to end up being very, very important. So here's the thing that I want to talk about, because it came up in a conversation that I was having with him yesterday, in which we talked about, throughout I will say like the second half of 2022 and then all of like 2023, really, there was this fear that by the time the bull run started to come around, Splinterlands was going to miss out. We've talked about it at length here, and it's one of the things that he still had or has reservations on. And when he said that to me in the conversation, I immediately thought, you know what? I think we're gonna make it. I don't mean it in the meme-ish way. What I was trying to explain to him, and I think I actually turned his mind around, or turned his thinking around on this, was the simple fact that yes, was 2023 full of false starts and promises that weren't delivered and just a bunch of delays? Absolutely, right? That's just speaking objectively based on what the team had put out in their roadmap and what they were trying to accomplish and the dates that they gave. That's, you can objectively look at that. I'm not even trying to throw shade. It's just it is what it is. And so now here we are, where we are on the precipice of major changes within the game and major, shifts within crypto overall. You can see Bitcoin staying above 50K. Again, I don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin. All I know is that we're about 2 months away from the halving, which is very exciting when you think about it. And so if we get into an alt season this year or later in Q4 this year or in, sometime early 2025, the whole point was of the previous conversation was, is Splinterlands going to be able to make it? Are they doing the right things? And are they going to be able to turn the tide in time? And I would say that the recent announcements, the last couple of town halls, but then of course just the last couple of days, makes me quite bullish on everything going on. And again, just within the Splinterlands ecosystem, but of course the broader crypto too. And it just feels like we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it, and we're gonna slip right by, thread the needle, and get everything out there in time. So what am I talking about here? Okay, so if we talk about specifically on the Splinterlands platform, we are about to get some ranked reward changes that are much needed. People have been missing for a while, and they will hopefully, according to the team and according to what we're all hoping, will accomplish the goal of just resetting everything and making the experience better all around for new players, for existing players, for players that get stuck in whatever levels. It's just gonna be a cleaner experience, and people are gonna enjoy that. Then on top of that, you're gonna get the ranked reward changes. The reward changes, not just the rank changes. We don't know when that's coming, but if we're gonna get the ranked changes by the end of the month, my hope is that we would see the reward changes sometime in March or early April. Again, all of this before the halving. So I'm talking like within the next 2 months here. And so the game is going to look completely different, right? The game and the ecosystem, let me just put it this way. Maybe this will be the title of the video. Splinterlands, right? And the Splinterverse is going to look completely different in 2 months from now when the halving happens, which is very, very exciting because we also have, the killer whales things happening, in a couple of weeks here in March. And if we can just hit our stride right around the time the Bitcoin halving happens and we get to see a lot of other tokens and alt season, whatever ends up happening, that could be super cool. That could be super fun and exciting. And of course, that could help a lot of the asset values if people start to come in and check out the game. So we're going to get those changes. The other two are Splinterlands related, right? The first one is Soulkeep. We got the announcement that was sold to Double Coconut. And we know that Double Coconut is very motivated to get this out as quickly as possible. And again, I don't know what the time frame for any of this is. Matt said in the town hall yesterday that there is like a 6-month contractual obligation that, they need to get it out within the next 6 months. My guess, my hope, and it seems like his hope too, is that they're going to get it out much sooner than that, because everybody is highly motivated to see that game come out sooner rather than later. So if we just be optimistic within the first half of that time frame, right? The first 3 months, maybe even the first 2 months, hey, look at that. We're looking around the time of the halving, right? April or May. Now, again, I have no idea. We have not heard anything officially from the Double Coconut team. I would love to see them do, a town hall or something like that, or host a spaces, whatever it is that they want to do. But I'm excited to see what that can do and what that can bring to the Splinterlands ecosystem in terms of bringing, actually being another game, bringing more utility to the assets, at least the tokens, right? SPS and DEC within that game. And then finally, and this is, again, like I said, all this is like Splinterlands related, but Mooncarts and Arcade Colony. So that, the airdrop for that is going to start. Well, actually, I don't know when the airdrop's going to start, but the snapshot's going to happen in like 10 days. The airdrop should start soon after that. I believe, they want to get the game out within the next 2-ish months, but they were saying that at the end of January, keep in mind, right? So at the end of January is when they were talking about Mooncarts and wanting to get it out and all this stuff. So again, just everything Splinterlands-ish related, or maybe we should just say like Steam Monsters related, because that's the parent company. This whole ecosystem could look completely different in 2 months. And it's not just what is being released, but if the market continues on the trajectory that it is right now, and we have a lot of hype, FOMO, before even retail sets in, but just within crypto itself, a lot of people just coming and checking out stuff. You're seeing a lot of games do well, right? I talk about Prime and Parallel. Prime is at $12 today, which is hitting its all-time high again. So there's a lot of games that are starting to get this momentum. New other games coming out. So all I'm trying to say is that we could be in a completely different situation in 2 months. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be on the moon. I'm not saying anything about the prices. It's not a price prediction. All I'm saying is that we could be in a completely different place in 2 months. If Killer Whales is successful, if the onboarding experience is out and the ranked experience is even better than before, if Mooncarts ends up being a success and Arcade Colony, like all of these things are happening within the next 2 months, maybe 3 months, right? If you want to extend the time a little bit. And granted, I know we've thrown out dates in the past and they weren't hit, but just stay with me here, right? Like the time of the halving or around the halving could get very exciting. So, I'm just bullish. I'm just bullish on crypto as a whole. I'm bullish, obviously, on Bitcoin because that's, there's nothing like Bitcoin. But a lot of that's going to end up filtering down into the rest of the crypto market. And the other things that I'm really passionate about are crypto gaming. So, here we are with some really awesome opportunities, multiple games potentially launching on top of games that are being revamped and improved, right? So you got Soulkeep and Mooncarts on top of the ranked system, which is going to be improved. And then, of course, like Land, which is something that, I'm sure the team hasn't put too far into the back burner, as that's going to be the core of everything in the future. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, except that we could be in a completely different place. We could be in a completely different situation. This game, this ecosystem, this economy, and more specifically, this community could look completely different in 2 months if we can onboard, I don't know, even just a couple hundred people, even just a couple thousand people. And I'm not talking about casuals. I'm talking about people who have money, who are looking to invest, looking to get into a game heavily. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you feeling the same kind of bullishness? What are some of the reservations that you have? Are you still thinking that maybe Splinterlands is gonna miss the boat? I'd love to know what the bears are thinking. Again, this is not me trying to say like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, or I'm just trying to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling generally very positive about a lot of the changes that have been happening, and more importantly, the time frames in which they are happening, because it seems like the stars may just align at the very last minute. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.